Hey y'all, welcome back to yet another video, and if you're new here, welcome. So I am trying to not be a perfectionist with this video because you are going to hear noise in the background, but I am just going to go with it. So for this week's video, I wanted to talk about like the shows I've watched since in quarantine, since I've been home. I've been home for almost 3 months now. 3 months? I think I'm going on 3 months. But there are a lot of shows I have to stop looking. I'm looking at the viewfinder. I have to look at the lens. There are a lot of shows that I have gotten through. There are shows that I have rewatched, and there are shows I am currently watching. So I'm just gonna throw off a list of shows, what I just said. And so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the two streaming services I've been using are Netflix. Of course, everybody has Netflix. I don't know anybody that doesn't have Netflix. And I've also been using Hulu. Oh, focus, please. I'm right here. Any Hoozle. So, let me pull up. I actually had to go through and make a list of stuff that I've been watching and stuff that I am currently watching. So for the first show of them all is Money Heist. Money Heist, first episode of the first season of part 1 instantly pulled me in. It grabbed my attention. I blame my best friend for that because he was like, hey, watch this show, you might like it, because I had nothing to watch when I first started watching it. And then I went through it so fast and I was sitting there waiting. I'm like, when is part 4? Like, when is part 4 gonna come out? And then part 4 came out, and it is currently May 16th. I have not finished part 4 yet because for some weird reason I haven't been able to get into it. But watch Money Heist if you haven't watched it. Like, everybody I know that's watched part 4, they're just like, oh my god, it's crazy, I can't believe it ended like that. So maybe I'll finish that today, this weekend, who knows. I go through stuff like, I literally sit and I just binge watch everything that, like, oh my god, this is so good. Like, I get glued. So next, I think Elite is kind of, it uses the same actors and actresses as Money Heist, and like when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's so amazing, that's so cool. But haven't finished it yet neither. I'm currently working on that, and I think it's because the shows, the natural, okay, the original language of these shows are, Netflix says, European Spanish, and Spanish is not my first language. I know very, very, very little Spanish. So I like to watch it in Spanish. It just seems so much better in Spanish to me with the subtitles on. So, and English is just off because I'm trying to like read their lips, and their lips are saying something completely different of what the show is. So I think those, Money Heist and Elite, are definitely a lot better in the language it was filmed in. The next one, On My Block. If you have not watched On My Block yet, what are you doing with your life? That show, the way that I finished that, I went through that unbelievably fast. The way that show ended, the way it ended, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just waiting for next season. And of course, I went on my handy dandy laptop and I googled, and it said that the next season is not coming out until next year. But that's the internet. You can't believe everything you read on the internet. So we're just gonna see and wait when the next season comes out. There's a show called Person of Interest, and it's just like, it makes you think. At least it made me think, and I was just like, oh shit. So Person of Interest, if you haven't watched it. Soundtrack, I like this because it's solely around music, and I absolutely love music. I would love to learn more about music than like what I know, like how people put beats together, but that's a topic for another video. I'm jumping off topic. This movie, I watched this movie recently, and it has to be like one of my top favorite movies, Freedom Writers. I absolutely love that movie. First off, I love that movie because it is based on a true story, and it shows that everybody goes through shit, everybody has struggles, but if you have a good support system, at least that's what I think, if you have a good support system, you can kind of accomplish anything. Like if you have people in your corner, you're always going to have people that are preying on your downfall, but if you also have people in your corner to push you in your moment of doubt, like, bro, shit can happen. You can make moves. Okay, so this one was a new movie, and when I seen it, I was like, oop, notification on, I need to watch this because one of my boos is in that movie. But Extraction with Chris Hemsworth, I hope I'm saying that right, but Extraction is really, really good. If you like action movies, you're gonna like that movie. If you like action movies, the end of it was, I didn't cry because I ain't know, but I didn't expect it to end that way. I really didn't. And I love when I can watch movies and the ending just, it throws me off, instead of being like, oh, I'm not surprised that happened. Cars from Rust to Riches, amazing, loved it. I'm waiting for more episodes to come out. I think I went through that in a week, and my camera's not focusing again. Okay, there you go. I have to learn how to use this damn camera because that's all it is. I don't know how to use the camera yet. But Car Masters, sorry, excuse me, Car Masters Rust to Riches, absolutely amazing. They take these old cars from way before I was even born, like cars from like the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and they rebuild them. And when they bring these cars back to life, it's just like all these classic cars, absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning. I think classic cars have nothing on cars today, like absolutely nothing. 6 Underground, that show is with, oh my god, his name is slipping my mind. I'll put his name across the screen if I remember. I feel like that was kind of resembled Fast and Furious just a little bit, just a tiny bit. One show that I am currently working on is another one that the language is naturally in Spanish, called High Seas, and it's, I like, as you can tell, I'm kind of giving off a lot of crime shows, so the crime shows that's just what I like. That's where it's at. I'm currently watching a show called The Shooter. The first season blew my mind. I was just like, whoa. Now the second season, it's taking me a while. The military show. Season 2, like I said, is taking me a little while to get through because the first season was kind of just like, it jumped in, it was very fast paced, and then everything turned out the way the main character in the show wanted it to, and then everybody goes back to living their normal lives, and then something hits the fan again, and then it gets their family, this guy's family involved, and I'm just like, what the what? There's another, now on to Hulu. I love Hulu. I love Hulu about as much as I love Netflix, and I was even watching Hulu at one point more than Netflix, but Hulu has like ads. They're not crazy long ads, but it's just like, so first thing I watched on Hulu, this is one of the first things I watched on Hulu when I signed up for it. So this is editing Geisha. What was I just lost my train of thought. This always happens, just like in the earlier clip. But to get to the point, I didn't even mention the show that I first watched. Like, I just kind of went over it because I was so distracted by everything about the shows. Anyway, it's called Justified. So here is what the cover art or whatever it is that I'm going to put there looks like, but absolutely love that show. I was watching that show 24/7. When I tell you 24/7, I was watching it 24/7. There were moments that I wouldn't even be watching. I would just be listening to the show and doing stuff because I'm just like, oh my God, I need to know what happens next. But Justified, if you have Hulu, watch Justified. A movie that I watched on Hulu, I've watched it several times. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it. Nobody's Fool with Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish is so funny. Everything I have seen her in, she has made me laugh. I love the movies and the stage plays that Tyler Perry comes out with. And the most recent movie of his I watched, it was on Hulu. It was called A Medea Family Funeral. That shit had me rolling. Oh my, and it wasn't like a hysterical laughing so much to the point I was crying, but I was laughing. It was a good laugh I had watching that movie. It's a show that I've already watched and I've started watching again, and I currently just stopped watching it, but CSI Miami, one of my favorite crime shows. I have a lot of favorite crime shows that I watch, like CSI Miami, SWAT, Magnum PI, occasionally Law and Order, occasionally How to Get Away with Murder. Like, love them, love them. Hulu has Hey Arnold from season 1. When I watched the first episode of the first season of Hey Arnold, I was like, that's the first episode? Like, I don't even remember that being the first episode. But as I was watching it, I was like, oh man, I was like, Hey Arnold was one of my shows as a kid. So now I'm sitting here watching like my childhood shows over again, but I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna probably watch Hey Arnold from beginning to end. And last but certainly not least, something you should be watching is actually here on YouTube. Shameless plug, my YouTube channel. And I want you guys to comment below stuff that you watch. Let me know if you've actually watched any of the shows that I've mentioned myself. Give me your take on it, or even comment shows that I didn't say. I need stuff to watch, so comment something down in the comments of something for me to watch that I did not mention. And if I did watch it and you say it, we can sit and I can have a conversation with somebody about it. Once again, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what shows you've been watching, or any of the shows I've watched. Let me know your take on it. And make sure to subscribe, and as always, you will see me next time I upload. I'm out there saying things.